The wilderness holds secrets that defy every law of nature, often guarding its territory with chilling aggression. From a massive figure whispering directly into a camper's ear, to a hiker being pelted with stones by a creature leaving 15-foot tracks, these moments are impossible to explain. If the shadows started moving toward you, would you stay for the shot or run for your life? While enjoying a calm day boating in Saskatchewan, a family noticed something unusual moving along the distant tree line.
Me and my family were boating when suddenly we seen something on the shore.
What's that?
As they zoomed in, a tall, dark figure appeared at size and proportions much larger than any person they had ever seen. They continued filming in disbelief as the shape walked with steady, deliberate movements across the shoreline before disappearing into the dense forest.
Over there!
The encounter ended quickly, yet the sight left them stunned, unsure whether they had seen a rare animal, a misidentified person, or something far more mysterious, raising the lingering question of what was really walking that remote shoreline. Deep in an unknown forest, a group of friends were riding when they captured something unexpected on camera. One filmed as a friend drove an ATV through shallow water until the rider suddenly stopped. A large upright figure, possibly around 7 feet tall, was moving steadily through the trees. The rider stood frozen while the camera kept recording, neither person sure what they were seeing. The moment left them wondering whether it was a person, a trick of distance, or something closer to the legendary Beast of Gum Hill. During a peaceful day at the beach, a family was enjoying the calm scenery and filming their surroundings when something unexpected caught their attention. While recording the shoreline, a tall, dark figure suddenly emerged from behind a cluster of rocks, walking upright and moving with deliberate steps along the water's edge. The family kept filming in stunned silence as the figure continued down the beach before the footage abruptly ended. The brief encounter left them wondering whether they had captured an ordinary person, a trick of distance and lighting, or something far more mysterious moving along the coast. During a Christmas gathering in northern Minnesota, a family's celebration took an unexpected turn when they noticed movement outside in the snowy yard.
What was that?
Oh my god. Did you see that?
Something's behind the garage.
Stepping out to investigate, they scanned the area and spotted a towering figure walking near the house. Seeing it clearly with their own eyes left them stunned, unsure of what they had just witnessed. Could this have been an ordinary person in the wrong place? Or was it something far more unusual moving through the snow? A snowy trail ride took an unexpected turn when something massive crossed a hill ahead of two bikers.
Bike inadvertently captures something walking away. This is the closest view of,
with one of their cameras capturing the moment. As they pedaled through the mountains, a towering figure appeared on the path, moving slowly and deliberately, its oversized footprints pressed deep into the snow, far too large to belong to any person.
catches the same subject as it walks up into the tree line and as the two bikers continue on with their trek.
The same figure was recorded again as it continued toward the tree line, never running or trying to hide, simply striding forward as if it belonged there. The bikers watched in disbelief, relieved that the creature showed no signs of aggression. If it was Bigfoot, it seemed unusually unafraid of being seen, leaving them wondering what else might roam those winter trails. A family went into the wilderness for a target shooting, unaware of how unusual the day would become.
You gonna try the shotgun?
Try the helicopter. Oh, no.
As they began firing, a helicopter circled overhead, staying long enough to feel out of place. At the same time, in the distance,
Whoa, Whoa, that was a big kick. You okay, Brock? You okay?
A large dark figure moved quickly between the trees unnoticed by the family. The moment raised an unsettling possibility: was the helicopter observing them or tracking something far more mysterious moving through the forest? Deep in the Alaskan wilderness, a man camping alone began to sense something unusual nearby, filling him with unease as he stepped out of his camper.
Every time I almost have the guts to get down, I can't.
And cautiously approached the dark forest. Strange noises echoed through the trees, and shifting shadows made the night feel unnaturally tense.
There's one right over here. And one right over here. Speak on it. Unless I'm getting...
As he listened, a faint whisper drifted through the woods, before something or someone seemed to whisper directly into his ear, leaving him frozen in fear as a massive, shadowy figure appeared in the darkness. The encounter raised a chilling question: was he experiencing a natural woodland illusion, or did he come face to face with something truly unknown, moving through the Alaskan night? 2 investigators returned to a hunter's camp in North Georgia, where they had previously experienced strange activity, hoping to make contact with whatever might still be present in the area.
You wanna hit it? Let's see if it answers. It answers.
Man, that's some kind of insanity going on.
Right? Okay.
After knocking, unusual sounds echoed back at them, and the tension escalated when a sudden, powerful scream ripped through the darkness. Deep, loud, and disturbingly human-like.
Whoa. That was a scream.
Yeah, that was a human scream right there. And that was loud.
Nothing like any typical animal call. Not long after, they heard heavy footsteps moving through the leaves and caught brief glimpses of dark shapes shifting at the edges of their vision, always staying just out of clear sight.
Listen.
Whoa. Sounds like they're communicating.
As the night went on, the forest continued responding with unsettling noises, and their equipment began to malfunction in ways that suggested something unseen might be interfering with it. With the atmosphere becoming more oppressive and the disturbances increasing, the investigators ultimately chose to end their search earlier than planned, realizing the situation had become far too unpredictable to continue safely. A pair of campers were spending the night deep in the woods when they came across something they never expected to see. While exploring near their campsite, they spotted a strange creature with unnaturally long arms and legs. It wore no clothing at all, which made the encounter even more unsettling. One of them raised a camera to capture what they were seeing, but the creature's sudden movement nearly gave away their position, turning the moment into a close call they weren't prepared for. A Reddit user reported recording a strange groaning sound deep in the forest. He believed the noise came from a Bigfoot and said it originated from the same area where he thought he had seen the creature before. The short audio clip drew significant attention online, sparking both curiosity and skepticism. Shortly afterward, the uploader went silent, claiming that undercover officers had shown up at his home. In August 2019, Doug Teague of Hickory, North Carolina, recorded footage of what he believed to be a Bigfoot while out walking his dog. He heard loud knocking sounds in the distance and went to check it out. Shortly after, he discovered massive footprints and followed the trail until he came across a strange figure moving through the trees.
He's still up here. Or something's up here. He's moving. He's moving. Daisy, come here. Daisy, come here.
Doug later said the creature responded aggressively, throwing stones in his direction as he got closer. An anthropologist later examined the prints and estimated they were made by something standing nearly 15 feet tall. During a hunting trip in Georgia, a photo of a man revealed something unusual in the background, a pair of glowing eyes and the faint outline of a figure. When the image was shared on X, it quickly sparked debate. Some suggested it might be Bigfoot, while others argued it could be a mountain lion or another animal. The true identity of the figure remains unknown. A man was heading to his isolated cabin in the woods, hoping for a quiet getaway, when the situation suddenly took an unexpected turn.
What is that? What in the heck?
He heard a noise he couldn't identify and immediately ran, refusing to stay long enough to find out what caused it. After he uploaded the footage online, theories spread quickly. Some suggested a skinwalker, others believed it could be Bigfoot, while skeptics argued it might have been a moose, or even a sound played through a hidden speaker. In the end, no one truly knows. A family was hiking through the woods when their child noticed something unusual, a large dark figure standing near the trees watching them. At first they assumed it might be a bear, but a closer look showed it didn't resemble one at all, and appeared far more like Bigfoot. The moment they made eye contact, they realized they needed to leave immediately. Meanwhile, 2 kids filming a tutorial in southeast Oklahoma accidentally captured a figure running in the background. They didn't notice it until days later while reviewing the footage. Some viewers pointed out that the area was near a Bigfoot-themed festival, suggesting it may have been someone in costume. Was it a real sighting, or just a local dressed as Bigfoot? Willie was camping alone when the quiet of the forest was suddenly broken. He noticed a man standing between the trees near his campsite, completely silent and watching. The figure appeared only for a moment before slipping back into the woods just as quickly as he had arrived. There were no nearby campsites with anyone staying there, and Willie hadn't seen another person on the trail. The stranger didn't act like a typical camper, and never said a word, leaving Willie unsettled enough to pack up and leave shortly after. While traveling through the Pacific Northwest, a family noticed something unusual in the distance.
Don't move in there. No, there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's nothing. You see what I'm saying?
What's that? What is that?
Tree.
No, you moved it, right? Right there. See it?
Uh-huh.
Look.
Nobody there.
Look. Isn't it those people?
Can't be.
There's nobody.
Not up in the trees.
There's nobody down there no more. See?
They spotted a tall figure near the edge of the forest, nearly 8 feet in height, moving in a way that blended seamlessly with the surrounding trees. The family managed to record the sighting, but the long distance and low camera quality make it difficult to determine exactly what the figure was. Whatever it was, it appeared to stand still at times, and then shift subtly between the trees, leaving the family unsure whether they had captured a person, an animal, or something far stranger. On June 25th, 2024, a video surfaced showing a man investigating strange sounds and movement near the edge of his property. As he moved closer, he recorded something surprisingly large, claiming the figure appeared nearly 9 feet tall.
It's gotta be 9 foot tall. Hey, big fella. Hey, fella.
Many viewers online believe the footage shows a real encounter, and the man who captured it feels the same, sharing it in hopes of getting explanations or insight. Because the clip is recent and hasn't been closely examined, its authenticity remains uncertain. Could this be an actual Bigfoot encounter, or simply a well-crafted hoax? Share your thoughts below. This Instagram clip begins with a stunning view of the Foss waterfall in Iceland. But just a few seconds later, something unusual comes into view. A small dark figure can be seen climbing along the edge of the cliff, moving in a way that seems cautious and almost concealed. Strangely, the person filming never noticed it at the time and only discovered the figure later while reviewing the footage. While hiking the Appalachian Trail, a man stopped to record the scenery, unaware he was about to capture something unsettling.
Yo, these trees are crazy. Hello?
A sudden intense scream echoed through the trees, clear enough to make him wonder if someone truly needed help. But what caused it? A person in distress or a wild animal producing an unusually human-like sound? One night in the Appalachian region, a woman and her child became unsettled after hearing unusual noises coming from their yard. She stepped outside cautiously to check what was happening.
I just heard some really strange noises outside, so I'm just gonna take a quick look. I live in Appalachia, so this is probably not a great idea. What is that? I only know. I guess I'll just take a quick look.
Where did that skull go?
There's a skull there? Oh my gosh. What the heck? Why is there a skull here? Hello? Hello? Oh my gosh, I gotta get back inside.
Knowing it wasn't the safest decision in the dark, as she looked around, she suddenly noticed a skull that hadn't been there before, lying near the edge of the yard. Moments later, it seemed to vanish, leaving her even more confused and uneasy. Realizing something was very wrong, she hurried back inside and locked the door, unsure whether the skull had been placed there by someone, or if something far more disturbing was unfolding that night. A married couple ventured into the Appalachian Mountains, hoping to film the mysterious drones reported in the area, but their trip quickly took an unexpected turn. A chilling scream suddenly echoed through the trees, loud, sharp, and disturbingly human-like. The sound left them wondering whether someone was truly in danger, or if a wild animal was producing an unusually human-sounding cry. Xander, an experienced camper, set out on a solo trip deep into the woods. He built a simple tarp shelter, cooked a small steak over the fire, and spent the night relaxing under the stars while watching distant lightning. But a few hours later, everything changed unexpectedly. Faint, human-like cries drifted from the forest, nothing like an animal or the wind. The sounds grew steadily louder and closer, and by morning he packed up and left. To this day, he still has no idea what was out there that night. A video was uploaded by the YouTuber The Facts by howtohunt.com after he received the clip from one of his followers and felt it was too notable not to share. The footage shows a tall, bipedal figure moving across uneven terrain from a distance. It travels over slopes and rocky ground that would be difficult for a person to cross, yet it maintains steady balance and moves with a smooth, consistent pace. Each rise and drop in the terrain would normally make walking harder, but the figure handles it with ease. Even so, the distance, the movement, and the surroundings make it difficult to clearly identify what is actually being seen. The way it moves feels controlled, yet remains uncertain. What do you think it could be? This clip was shared on Squatch's Reels Instagram. In the winter of 1969, residents of Bossburg, Washington discovered more than 1,000 large barefoot tracks after heavy snowfall. The prints crossed frozen fields, roads, and wooded areas, and were documented with photographs and plaster casts. They appeared overnight and stretched across open land without interruption. One foot looked normal, while the other showed a clear deformity that affected how it pressed into the snow. The tracks showed shifts in weight toe spread and depth, consistent with the natural walking. Researcher René Dahinden and anthropologist Dr. Grover Krantz examined the trail, but as the snow melted, the entire trackway disappeared without leaving further evidence. Some viewers believed it could be Bigfoot, while others thought it was just tracks made by a person or something staged. What do you think it really was? A teenager was hiking alone in a remote forest in the United States when he heard movement ahead and began recording. The camera captured a large primate-like figure moving low on all fours, briefly crossing and blocking the path. In several frames, the body appears bulky with what looks like fur stretched tight over it and visible muscle movement underneath. It did not clearly resemble a bear, but its exact identity remains uncertain. The teenager turned and ran while the figure stayed back among the trees. He never gave a clear explanation of what he believed he had seen. What do you think he actually encountered? In 1987, 16-year-old Teresa Ann Beyer from Fresno, California, disappeared during a camping trip in Ghost Canyon near Shadowy Peak in the Sierra Nevada. She had gone into the mountains with 43-year-old Russell Skip Welch, an older acquaintance she had been spending time with. Days later, Welch returned alone. At first, he told police that Teresa had run away, but later his story changed, and he claimed she had been taken by Bigfoot. When search teams reached the area, they found a campsite that seemed unusual. Some items appeared staged, and there was no clear sign of where Teresa had gone. Despite extensive ground and air searches, no trace of her was ever found. A helicopter later located Welch's shirt in the area, which tested positive for meth. Welch was charged with child stealing but was eventually released, and no further charges were pursued. Over time, the case went cold. Many investigators believed Teresa was likely the victim of foul play, and that the Bigfoot claim was used as a distraction. Still, within some cryptid communities, the story continues, with some suggesting her disappearance is often referenced in discussions of alleged Bigfoot abduction cases. Nearly 4 decades later, Teresa Ann Beyer has never been found, and what happened in Ghost Canyon remains unresolved. A hunter had set up a trail camera deep in the woods, hoping to capture signs of wildlife. One weekend, he returned to review the footage while preparing for his next trip into the backcountry. That is when he noticed something unusual. A large dark figure was seen walking upright, moving through the trees. Surprised by what he found, he shared the footage online and asked others to help identify what had been recorded. He questioned whether it could be Bigfoot or simply someone playing a prank. The hunter maintained that the area was remote, far into the woods, and that only a few people even knew where the camera had been placed. What do you think was captured on that camera? A Reddit user named Jacob Abraham was hiking off trail when he noticed something that at first looked like a bear. He pulled out his phone to record, but as he watched it move, he began to question that assumption. Even then, he couldn't clearly identify what it was. He later showed the footage to a friend who suggested sharing it online. Some viewers believed it could be Bigfoot, while others thought it was just a bear seen from an unusual angle. What do you think he actually recorded? A Reddit user known as SasquatchBalls45 shared a video sent by a friend from a hunting lease near Honobia, Oklahoma. The friend noticed a dark figure walking upright through the trees and recorded it until it disappeared, never seeing it again. Some viewers said it looked similar to Bigfoot. What do you think it was? In the 1980s, deep in the forests of Alberta, Canada, a lone camper noticed something moving in the distance and quickly began recording. The short clip he captured shows a large bipedal figure walking through the trees. It does not resemble a man and does not match any known animal from the area. The figure moves steadily through the forest, but its identity remains unclear even after closer viewing. The footage has never been fully explained, leaving the moment unresolved to this day. Some viewers pointed out that the height upright movement and broad shape seem similar to common Bigfoot descriptions. What do you think it was? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.